A second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. The latest on the investigation.
Plus, back on the trail, a mass shooting manhunt stretches into week 2 in southern Kentucky.
And details on a deadly crash on the Lexington Interstate. Thanks for joining us on Mid Morning. I'm Victor Puente.
And I'm Destiny Quinn. It's a really nice start to your Monday. Alexa, we're already sitting in the 70s.
Yeah, we really are. We're noticing great temperatures across the board. Few areas are still struggling to get up towards some of that warmth, but we're going to continue to climb all day long. Let's get a look at downtown Lexington with lots of sunshine across our skies. We are set to warm up towards the 80s a little later for our forecast today. You can see your forecasted temps in the next 12 hours by the time we're working towards dinner time, especially around like 4 or 5 o'clock. That sweet spot right there. We're talking mid 80s. Now, a few areas will go past that 84-degree mark, but a lot of us are going to stay right around like mid to low 80s for our temperatures, and be ready for a big switch up once we look towards tomorrow on our forecast. Our First Alert radar network isn't really showing any activity, but like Destiny said, we're already in the 70s here in Lexington. A few areas in eastern Kentucky still stuck in the 60s. We got 68 for Jackson, 66 for Hazard, but you can see a little bit of cloud cover looming on the corner of our screen. Both sides, we are sandwiched in between two zones of tropical activity. So there's going to be some rainfall here starting as soon as parts of the overnight tonight. Stick with me. I'll tell you when you can grab that umbrella for your forecast here in just a few more moments. Victor and Destiny.
Thanks, Alexa. We want to make you aware of what the FBI is calling an attempt on former President Trump's life. The Secret Service shot at a man yesterday who agents say pointed a high-powered rifle at a Trump golf course. Trump was playing at the time.
Agents say the man tried to run but was caught. Investigators recovered a camera at the scene, along with an AK-47 style rifle. Both President Biden and Vice President Harris have been briefed.
This is the second time this year agents are investigating an assassination attempt on Trump. The first happened July 13th at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Lawmakers recently surveyed the grounds where it happened. A bullet grazed Trump's ear, and the Secret Service killed the gunman. A task force is still trying to identify security failures and fix them.
Trump is set to return to the campaign trail tomorrow. He's hosting a town hall in Michigan. Harris has multiple stops in battleground states scheduled over the next few days. Today she has a roundtable with the Teamsters Union. Kentuckians have just a few more weeks to register to vote in the November election. The deadline is October 7th. Today marks 10 days of searching for a man accused of committing an act of terror in southern Kentucky.
Joseph Couch is believed to be somewhere in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Investigators say he shot into 12 cars on I-75. Bullets hit 5 people.
Alyssa Williams is in Laurel County this morning with more on what changed there over the weekend.
As we head into week 2 of the search for Joseph Couch, fatigue and frustration may be a few words that come to people's minds. But local law enforcement say they're doing everything they can to locate Couch. From using drones to K-9 units, Kentucky State Police shared on Facebook yesterday that local, state, and federal agencies have combed through 28,000 acres of land to try and locate Couch, with much of that land being a part of the Daniel Boone National Forest. As the days add up, some people may be wondering how long this state of being in high alert will last. Gilbert Achardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office says it's important for people to maintain their normal routines, but to never let their guard down.
I think we live in the type of world where we need to always be aware of our surroundings. So just know what's going on around you. Practice those safety rules that you always need to be anyway, locking your doors at your house, checking on your neighbors. If you have some elderly people that live in the area, check on them.
A big factor standing in the way of people returning to normal is school closures. And while there are a few districts like Laurel County Public Schools that still haven't returned to in-person classes since this manhunt began, district officials say they're working with law enforcement to do everything they can to get those kids back in their buildings. In Laurel County, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
We're hearing from Kentucky's political leaders on the I-75 shooting. Governor Andy Beshear went to Laurel County on Thursday for the first time since the shooting. Senator Rand Paul is also speaking out, saying this kind of evil is not okay.
But let's hope we can get a resolution so people can get back to normal. It's got to be hard, particularly if you live in that right in that rural area within a mile or two of where the shooting. I don't know how you can rest easy until he's found.
You can share tips with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office or Kentucky State Police.
And more local news now. Lexington police are investigating a deadly interstate crash. Two cars collided on I-64 Saturday night near mile marker 86. One of the drivers died. The other was hurt. We don't know their names.
Two people were hurt in a Lexington crash. Happened just after 7 this morning at the intersection of Broadway and Waller. Police say 2 people were taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. They say they don't expect any charges. A train caught fire twice in eastern Kentucky. First caught fire in Lewis County on Saturday. Crews responded. They put out the fire. The train was deemed safe to keep traveling. Then crews showed up a second time after it caught fire in Greenup County. No injuries were reported. Crews say they used 40,000 gallons of water to put those fires out.
A Kentucky funeral home has to pay nearly $600,000 for illegal cremations. Attorney General Russell Coleman announced the penalty Friday. He says the Cloverport Funeral Home in Breckinridge County performed close to 300 cremations without a license. The cremations happened over the course of 10 months. They have to pay $580,000. Coleman says litigation is ongoing.
State leaders are trying to help parents talk to their children about drug use prevention. Operation Parent held a training event in Louisville over the weekend. The event taught parents tips on how to talk to their children about drugs and understand how they're accessing them. Families got to hear stories behind those who have fought addiction.
There's hope in the mess and in the pain, and when you're in the thick of it and you feel like you're alone, you're not alone.
In our next half hour, we'll talk about how Governor Beshear is recognizing September as Addiction Recovery Month.
A Perry County church is celebrating first responders. Members of Chaffee's First Church of God held a special service yesterday to recognize those who serve and those who have died in the line of duty. The church's pastor says recognizing them is long overdue.
And we've always known that, but I think recently in the recent flooding and other things, we've just seen how they have stepped forward and sacrificially given of their time and their resources to help in times of crisis.
Pastor Brian Bridges says he started the event after seeing the struggle one of his church members went through.
People gathered over the weekend for the Down Syndrome of Southern Kentucky's biggest fundraiser of the year. Saturday was the 26th Step Up for Down Syndrome. That walk was in Bowling Green. Executive Director Stephanie Morton says it's a way for the community to celebrate and recognize people with Down syndrome. Proceeds help the foundation operate year-round.
This will actually fund our programming throughout the year. So all of the services we provide and classes, it provides the supplies and things like that, as well as scholarship funds and the general operating funds.
Morton said their facility is one of only 3 in the state that provides these services.
The city of Berea is getting a grant for a local development project. City leaders announced they received a $50,000 private grant from T-Mobile. The funds will go towards new shade structures at the Berea Ballpark complex. The city is already preparing to upgrade the bleachers at the ballpark. Coming up on WKYT Mid-Morning, is your heartbeat healthy?
How a small difference in rhythm could have deadly consequences if you don't catch it.
Plus, while we have a sunshiny forecast for our day today, things are set to switch up in the overnight. Stick with me while I track some incoming rainfall for our forecast.
Be weather aware while you're being social. Like WKYT on Facebook and watch live First Alert weather forecasts every weekday. Sponsored by Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric.
I'll take these and a Ghostbusters game, please. Maybe just the Ghostbusters game?
Scare big cash prizes with these Ghostbusters games from the Kentucky Lottery.
Kentucky, call me. Peterson Law Office. Now partnered with Whiteford, we have over 200 attorneys to help you on your journey to recovery. Our clients receive first-class legal service to ensure prompt communication, effective representation, and maximum recovery. Kentucky, call me.
As synonymous as bourbon and horse racing are to Central Kentucky, Mayfair Village provides unmatched senior living right here in the Bluegrass, featuring upscale living and Kentucky Proud meals. Experience the difference for yourself. Visit us at Mayfair Village.
Everyone knows kids are messy, especially in the summertime. school. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Because I have both Medicaid and Medicare, I got a special Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare. It's called DSNP. That's DSNP. And it stands for Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. My grandson, it's my boy.
Hey, Grandma.
And a WellCare DSNP comes with a whole lot of these. As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day, and real human support, and answers I can understand. And I get benefits like $0 copays on prescriptions, and a WellCare Spendables debit card to pay for things like dental, utilities, and groceries. I can even use it to pay at the pump for gas. And that means a WellCare DSNP provides what I need when I need it. And that gives me the confidence I need to get through every day.
The coverage you need and more. Call today or visit wellcareyes.com to see if you qualify for more benefits.
First Alert Traffic, only on WKYT. Sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
See the St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway House.
Search WKYT on your favorite streaming device. Install and enjoy today. Watch WKYT News weeknights at 6:30 on CW Lexington.
Welcome back. A Williamsburg couple charged in the murder of a 4-year-old is due in court today.
Police say Brittany Slaughter and Adam Hayes had custody of Chloe Darnell when she went missing last year. Chloe was found buried near a Williamsburg cemetery last November. Slaughter and Hayes are charged with murder, corpse abuse, and evidence tampering. Their pretrial conference begins at 1.
A trial for a murder case is underway in Clay County. Police say LZ Wagers stabbed Pangy Smallwood during a fight. Smallwood died. It happened at a home on Arnett's Fork Road in May of 2022. Wagers is charged with murder. We will work to keep you updated on the hearing on air and online.
A woman was arrested in southern Kentucky after police say she stabbed a man. Officers say it happened Friday night on Virginia Avenue in Monticello. They say a man called police saying he'd been stabbed during an argument. Police arrested 40-year-old Bobby Van Cleve at the scene. She is charged with assault.
Montgomery County deputies need your help after they say a thief forced their way through a pharmacy's brick wall. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office shared these pictures on Facebook. They say someone forced their way through an exterior wall of Ross Drugs and Mount Sterling. It happened at around 3:30 Sunday morning. Deputies say the person also took controlled substances. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office.
Wolf County crews rescued a climber. The Wolf County Search and Rescue team posted this picture on social media on Saturday. They say they got the call after a full day of training. They found a climber who was seriously hurt. They were taken to the hospital.
Greenup County is adding 2 new ambulances to its fleet. They've never had a county-wide ambulance service until the beginning of this year. Ambulance Authority Director Kevin Callahan says they've answered more than 5,000 requests since they launched. He says having 2 new ambulances to answer calls will be helpful.
Within 2 weeks, there'll be frontline trucks, and then we'll go down, and the 2 oldest trucks will move from frontline to reserve, and they'll go into maintenance and get refurbished and looked over and make sure that they're ready to go, so that when these trucks have to have routine maintenance like oil changes or brakes, rotors, we can pull them out, slide the other truck back in service and not miss a beat.
Callahan also said they have a new building for day-to-day operations.
Now, WKYT First Alert Weather with meteorologist Alexa Minton.
We have had a beautiful start to our Monday, and we're still tracking beautiful conditions all throughout our day. What a great way to start the week with some sunshine, clear skies. Only thing you might notice is a little bit of that building cloud cover throughout our day, and our temperatures are already warm. I mean, just a few moments ago, we were seeing Danville was still stuck around 69. They're now up to 70, as well as Richmond. Here in Lexington, we're already in the mid-70s. We're set to warm up even more throughout our day, getting all the way up towards the mid-80s for our forecast. Overall, most of our skies are set to stay calm for the immediate forecast, not necessarily in the long term. But I don't know about you all. I've been seeing more pumpkins in stores. I've been trying to crave that fall-like feel, and don't worry, fall is just around the corner. Astronomical fall is going to start here in 7 days, and it's that specific position when we're at the autumnal equinox, right? And based on the position of the sun, that's when we officially start fall. So it'll hit technically September 22nd, but at 8:44 a.m. So maybe we'll get some fall-like temperatures by then. But for right now, it's looking like we're going to stay in a little bit of warm temperatures. In fact, we're even talking about the tropics right now. Still, remnants of Francine are causing some problems all throughout parts of Arkansas and southern Missouri. Just a little bit of cloud cover in western Tennessee at the moment, but it's still parked, kind of giving us this sandwich because we have tropical weather on one side, right to the west of us, and then we're having tropical weather east of us as we're tracking another system that's moving in reverse, coming up towards our skies. This is a look currently at what we're calling potential tropical cyclone 8. Now, originally it was projected to upgrade into a tropical storm before it makes landfall. If it does, it'll be named Tropical Storm Helen. But right now, the system's weakening a little bit as of its most recent update. We're still seeing pretty strong, though. When I say weakening, it's still a strong storm system. I mean, 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts, lots of rain on the top edge of that storm, and it's headed right towards parts of eastern Kentucky. This is a look at our future radar for our day. You can see clear skies for most of our day, but as we head towards those dinner time hours, few areas in far eastern Kentucky start tracking some rainfall chances. That cloud cover pushes deeper into parts of central Kentucky, again moving east to west, so coming in towards us, we start to see some of those rain chances in the overnight. The heavy stuff really starts to hit us Tuesday early in the morning. Now, eastern Kentucky is going to get the brunt of the heavy rainfall. This is a look at your mid-morning hours, some light showers popping up all throughout central Kentucky, but areas like Hazard, Harlan, Prestonsburg, Pikeville, they are going to be getting rounds of heavier rainfall all throughout our Tuesday. Now, heavy stuff does persist as we head towards parts of the afternoon hours. All this cloud cover is loaded with a lot of that tropical moisture. It could cause some problems for our forecast. So you can see rain chances. We've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for these tropical showers, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we start to calm down. I'd rather have the rain in the middle of the week than on our weekend. We dry out, warm back up for Saturday, Sunday, but we're just going to have to keep our eye on this tropical system as it heads towards our region, don't you think, guys? Nice dose of rain. We had tropical last week. We're having more tropical rain this week.
Glad it's during the middle of the week.
Yeah, keep our weekends clear. We want to enjoy the sunshine.
Thanks, Alexa. High schoolers in eastern Kentucky got a look at their higher education options.
Hazard Community and Technical College hosted its annual Rotary Day Friday. Students from 7 counties attended. HCTC President Dr. Jennifer Linden says making students aware of their options is the first step towards success.
The high school students are looking into program options that they really weren't even sure was available for them. Many students are thinking about careers such as welding, heavy equipment, nursing, cosmetology.
HCTC has hosted Rotary Day for close to 20 years.
Health experts are trying to raise awareness for causes of irregular heartbeat. September is National Atrial Fibrillation Awareness Day. AFib is the most common form of an irregular heartbeat. It's typically non-life-threatening, but can be life-limiting if left untreated. Dr. Kevin Thomas is with the Norton Heart and Vascular Institute. He says working with your doctor can catch it and help you stay on top of it.
Unfortunately, atrial fibrillation, while it can be managed effectively with risk factor modification, medications, and surgical procedures, there is no, quote, cure for it. It requires an ongoing effort between the physician and the patient to manage the risk factors and manage the symptoms.
Now, Dr. Thomas says AFib cases in the U.S. are expected to double by 2030 and triple by 2050. Patti LuPone gets a roommate on Broadway.
And the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is gearing up for Christmas. Danya Backus has your eye on entertainment.
Broadway icon Patti LuPone teams up with movie star Mia Farrow for the new play, The Roommate. The duo play middle-aged women from vastly different backgrounds who move in together to pay the bills. The Roommate has a limited run on Broadway through December 15th. Tickets are on sale now for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra's coast-to-coast show, The Last Christmas Eve. Celebrating the rock opera's 20th anniversary, the show tells the story of a bitter old businessman who reconnects with the son he abandoned as an infant. The tour launches November 13th in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
I'm broke. My family thinks I'm a lost cause. My love life is a joke. And the punchline is, I work at an airport. I'm afraid to fly.
You can't let fear keep you from taking off.
Show creator Natasha Rothwell stars as Mel, who sees herself going absolutely nowhere until she has a life-changing brush with death in the new series, How to Die Alone.
In the Venn diagram of me and Mel, there's significant overlap.
it's the story I think that's worth telling, you know, being able to put myself on the page. And, you know, I think, again, Mark Twain said, write what you know. And so I wanted to make sure I infused my experience in the show.
I was supposed to die today. Girl, you gotta stop caring about what people think and start doing something that scares you.
How to Die Alone is streaming on Hulu. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The orchestra has me ready for Christmas.
You know, I'm a big Trans-Siberian Orchestra fan.
Yeah.
Seen them here in Lexington before. It's definitely worth it.
They look very talented.
Coming up on WKYT, look at today's top health stories, including concerns over a mysterious case of bird flu.
Here's a look at your lottery jackpots. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $165 million. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $31 million.
See the St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway House.
Are you feeling overwhelmed by all the Medicare options out there? Original Medicare provides coverage for hospital services and doctor visits. But what about everything else? You know, those additional benefits you may need? That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here to help you understand your options with Medicare Advantage plans. If you're moving, new to Medicare, or losing coverage, call to find an Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plan in your zip code. With Medicare Advantage, you get all the coverage of original Medicare, plus additional benefits you may need. It's easy, affordable, and helps you stay on budget. But you don't get these plans automatically. You have to take action. In 3 simple steps, you can find your plan. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, tell the licensed insurance agent your zip code. 3, explore Medicare Advantage plans available in your area and pick the one that's right for you. You could be enjoying an affordable plan with additional benefits before you know it. Knowledgeable licensed insurance agents are standing by to take your call. They can help find a plan that lets you keep your current doctors and specialists. Join the over 33 million people who already have a Medicare Advantage plan. You may be able to find a Medicare Advantage plan with additional benefits that you need at a budget-friendly price that you want. But you won't know unless you call. It's 3 easy steps. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, give us your zip code. 3, select your plan. The call is free and there's no obligation to enroll. If you recently moved, lost coverage, or are new to Medicare, you may be eligible for a plan today.
Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield now. 800-293-5440. That's 800-293-5440. Call today.
Come and see all the good times that await you throughout Kentucky. Hike miles of trails surrounded by striking scenery. Catch fall festivals from lively music fests to local culture and heritage celebrations. Experience all the smells, sounds, and traditions of a bourbon distillery tour. Get nose to nose with some of the most magnificent and friendly horses anywhere, and so much more. Go to KentuckyTourism.com and plan your fantastic getaway. Kentucky. Come see for yourself.
Watch the 3 Degree Guarantee only on WKYT Mornings.
Live, local, trusted. Follow WKYT News on these streaming services.
Welcome back. We're hearing about the problems caused by coming to work while sick.
And concerns over a mysterious case of bird flu. Michael George has the details in this Better Living report.
The CDC is investigating how a person in Missouri caught bird flu, but they say the risk to the public remains low. The patient, who has recovered, claims they did not have contact with animals and did not drink raw milk. Health officials believe it may be a rare instance of a one-off standalone illness. Many employees feel pressured to work while sick. A study by the University of South Florida found that many organizations have a culture where it's expected you'll come into the office, even when you're not feeling well. The study found working while sick leads to lost productivity, mistreatment of coworkers, and can even push employees to leave the company. A new study says psilocybin, the active ingredient in magic mushrooms, could help millions of people with depression. Research published in Psychedelics found that if the FDA approves the treatment, more than half of Americans currently being treated for depression could qualify for psilocybin therapy. But researchers say we're still learning about the best ways to use the treatment. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News.
Meteorologist Alexa Mettens tracking the next big thing.
All last week we were talking about impacts from a tropical system, and this time we're focused on an entirely different one that's headed towards our region as soon as parts of this evening. Right now, some rainfall is set to make its way through parts of the Carolinas and then head up towards parts of eastern Kentucky as we're looking late tonight into early or Tuesday morning. Rounds of showers are expected, but don't worry, it's not going to be a complete washout. Most of that heavy rainfall is consolidated in eastern Kentucky, giving them around an inch to an inch and a quarter, but areas like Lexington and parts of Richmond were a little bit closer towards a half an inch and a quarter of an inch. So for now, rounds of more tropical scattered showers are your next big thing. Victor and Destiny.
Thanks, Alexa. Up next, it's National Recovery Month.
We break down 3 new laws Governor Beshear is signing to help people overcome addiction.